So we're going to begin tonight on our backs. So I'll just have you come down onto your backs. If you feel comfortable using your hands to just kind of guide yourself down to the back, you can use your hands and just ease your way safely and comfortably onto the earth. As you begin your practice tonight, you can bend your knees, kick your knees into the chest, wrap your arms around your shins, take a restorative breath in through the nostrils, and exhale, release everything that happened today with a big sigh out through your mouth. With your arms wrapped around your shins, you can let your body rock and roll from side to side on the earth, giving your back a gentle massage. With your eyes closed, begin to journey into yourself. Begin to create space in your mind from everything that happened earlier in the day or earlier in the week, and allow yourself to go inwards. With the next breath in, take your legs to the sky. You can extend your arms out wide like a T to create stability through your upper body. Point and flex your feet, roll the ankles, spread your toes wide apart. Begin to scan through the body. Maybe you start at the top of the head. Try to let your consciousness comb through the chest, the back, and then start to scan through the legs. Start to pull your toes towards your shins. Press your heels up to the sky, and as you try to touch your heels to the ceiling, notice the backs of your legs energizing. Start to ground down through the sacrum, the triangular shaped bone at the base of the spine. And as you're pressing the sacrum down, we're floating the heels up. Start to tone up your quadriceps muscles by lifting your kneecaps. Make your belly muscles toned by connecting to the bandhas. Lift your pelvic floor. Now pull your belly button in and out to the spine. Try to grip your low back into the yoga mat. Try to maintain the tone in your low belly. Noticing how there is a subtle flow of energy awakening at the root and beginning to flow up. With your eyes closed, begin to notice the sensations of your breath. Take a deep breath in through your nostrils. Try to guide the breath into the center of your back. Imagine you're filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. Hold the breath at the top of your inhalation, just allowing your lungs to fully expand. And as you move to exhalation, drop the mouth open, maybe you sigh. Try to empty the lungs completely. Notice your belly becoming hollow as you exhale. And as you're ready again, start to take your next breath in. Let the low belly expand out as you breathe in. Try to continue to build consciousness and awareness around your breath. Hug your low back into the yoga mat, and with the heels pressing up and your low back rounding down, with your exhalation, slowly release the legs to the yoga mat. Try to let the legs come down as slowly as you can, so that you can invite your core muscles to awaken here on the yoga mat. As your heels touch down, bend the knees and step your feet to the edges of the mat. Let the knees fall towards each other at the midline of your body. Again, try to pull the belly button towards your sacrum, towards your spine, and then roll the low back flat onto the earth. Begin another scan of your body. Try to allow the weight of your body to rest heavily on the yoga mat. Maybe you start to feel gravity pulling your body into the earth. as the force of gravity draws you down. Maybe you visualize your spine, your hips, the full skeleton being pulled into alignment. Maybe you imagine the muscles, the ligaments, kind of relaxing into their natural anatomic state. If it feels good for your body, you might let your legs go side to side like windshield wipers. Notice how the quadriceps feel. Try to keep your low back anchored evenly on the mat as the legs move side to side. Try to check in with your hips and check in with your low back as the legs move. Continue to cultivate the breath, balancing your breath in with your breath out, and allowing the sensations of the breath to be an anchor for your mind, so that as you're connecting with the breath, all of the thoughts that are firing in the mind start to slow down. Maybe your focus becomes more clear, more steady. When you're satisfied here, let the soles of the feet come together and just allow your knees to splay open in Supta Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Take your hands and allow them to rest over the low belly. You can close your eyes again. Try to allow the muscles in your face to relax. Try to smooth the skin across your forehead. With your mouth closed, your teeth are gently parted. Remove the tongue from the backs of the teeth or the roof of your mouth. Try to soften the throat. Notice the rise and fall of the chest and belly as you breathe. Try to check in with the bandhas, making sure the belly muscles are still active. Lift up the pelvic floor. Pull your belly button in and up to your spine. As you breathe, begin to notice your apana vayu. The word vayu means wind in Sanskrit. Try to think of this energy as an energetic type of wind moving through the body, so that as you breathe in, you notice the current of energy flowing up. And as you exhale, you feel the more powerful flow of prana pulling down. Continue to notice your energetic body and notice the breath here. Try to allow the muscles in the legs to soften. Let gravity pull the legs more closely to the earth. Let your low back ground heavily on the mat. Try to feel your upper back resting on the earth. Notice the space between the shoulders. Try to create more distance between your ears and shoulders. Visualize your neck lengthening. Try to feel the crown of your head pulling towards the front of the yoga mat. With your next breath in, start to slowly activate the legs. Start to draw your inner thighs and knees towards each other. And now take your thighs towards your chest, wrap your arms around your shins. As you exhale, lift up your head and shoulders. Try to coil your body up, making yourself as small as you can. It's okay to give your body some gentle movement here. Maybe you start to notice the rounded shape of your spine. Try to keep your breath comfortable. Stay in control of the breath and keep the muscles in your face relaxed. Try to notice the gentle purification and massage of your organs here. Keep Keeping your head and shoulders lifted, take your gaze to your left thigh. Interlace the fingers, place your hands on your right shin, and extend the left leg away from you. Try to point your toes and allow your left leg to hover a few inches above the earth. Keep your head and shoulders lifted off of the yoga mat. The core muscles are strong as you pull your belly button into the spine and grip your low back into the earth. Try to find buoyancy through your sternum and heart. Look at the left thigh. Keeping the head and shoulders lifted, scissor the legs. Bring your left thigh back and extend the right leg forward. Keep your low back strongly anchored into the earth. And now shift your gaze to your right thigh. Notice some energy beginning to awaken in the low belly. Allowing your head to hover above the mat, take both knees into your chest, wrap the arms around both shins. See if you can lift your torso up another inch or two. Extend your legs to the sky. Try to reach the fingertips up towards the toes. Again, keeping a nice lift through the back. You can wrap your arms around the legs. Try to draw the legs a little bit closer to you. And maybe you try to lift the chest and head towards your thighs. It's okay to rock and roll here. And when you're ready, let the head and shoulders come to rest on the yoga mat. Stack your ankles over your knees, align your knees over your hips, ground down through the low back, hollow out your belly. With an exhalation, let the legs fan open into a wide straddle. Take your hands to the insides of the legs and just encourage your legs to fall a little bit more closely to the earth. Notice a gentle stretch through your inner thighs. Bend your knees and reach the hands up. Try to grab whatever is accessible to you. This is happy baby pose. Maybe you're holding your feet. You can grab the inside or outside edges. You might also grab your ankles or shins. Try to keep all of your asanas both comfortable and steady. So we don't want to have a goal in mind. We don't want to aim for touching the feet or the toes. Try to keep your consciousness anchored inwards so that you're observing how you feel as you move. And if holding your calves are more comfortable, try to let the ego step back. Allow your heart to open and express compassion for yourself during your asana practice. Try not to judge yourself. Notice the thoughts in your mind. So if we do begin to judge ourselves or feel bad or even self-conscious, we just want to be aware as those thoughts arise. We can acknowledge them, and then maybe we purify the mind or clear the mind with an exhalation, just letting that energy go. In your happy baby pose, you can explore the asana. Maybe you bend one knee and extend the opposite leg. You can play around on both sides. You might massage the feet or legs, just practicing a little bit of self-care. Your legs can fall out wide. You can keep them closer together. Just try to observe how you feel most at peace and most connected to your practice. Let's take another cycle of breath here. Let's let the knees bend, and with your hands gripping your hamstrings, we're going to rock and roll ourselves up into boat pose, Navasana. So we're going to find a balancing pose at the back of our sits bones. So give yourself a couple of playful rocks. See if you can give yourself a little bit of hang time at the top of the rocks. So just kind of finding a little bit of a stall. And then hold it if you can. So the modification here would be to take the tips of the toes to the earth. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades in and down your spine. Open up the space through the collarbone. Try to feel your heart moving forward and up. Your shoulders are soft. The crown of your head is reaching to the sky. You can extend the arms in front of you with your palms turned up. Take one more breath here, staying in control of the breath and balancing it. Let's let the feet slowly float themselves down to the yoga mat. Crisscross applesauce, Sukhasana, easy pose. Let your palms rest over your kneecaps. Take a couple of breaths here. With your eyes closed, you can let your torso sway and rock from side to side. Again, there's no right way or wrong way to move. It's just simply what brings you peace. Let's ease our bodies to stillness. So find your way back to center. Stack the head over the heart and align your heart over your hips. Close your eyes. Try to relax the face. Soften your shoulders. Let the right ear fall towards your right shoulder. Let the left shoulder become heavy and low. Exhale, roll the chin to center. Notice length and space opening through the back of the neck. And inhale your left ear to your left shoulder. Roll your head side to side. Maybe you observe if one side of your body is feeling differently than the other. And if it feels okay for you, you can take your head around in a big circle. You can imagine that you're tracing the shape of a circle with your nose on the wall in front of you and change direction whenever the body calls for it. With your next breath in, sit tall, finding center. Float the arms in front of you. Bring your wrists to the height of the shoulders, and then flap your hands up and down. Move the wrists side to side. Just notice how the wrists feel. Maybe you're noticing your elbows or shoulders. Twirl the hands. We're going to roll them in both directions. And flip your palms to the sky. Try to reach the arms out of the sockets and send energy out through the fingertips. Make the arms as long as you can, and now curl the fingers back towards your wrists. Notice the stretch to the tops of your hands, and turn the palms away from you. Try to push through the heel of your hand, fanning the 10 fingers apart. You're going to feel an awakening or a stretch here through the inside of your arm. Tone up the bandhas if they're not already engaged. Lift up your pelvic floor, pull your belly button in and up to your spine, and now roll yourself forward over the legs. Take yourself to all fours, tabletop pose. Inhale to cat-cow. With your inhalation, we're dropping our spine down and lifting the tailbone up. And exhale, push the earth away from you through your palms, lift and round your spine. Move at any pace that feels good for your body. You don't have to move in sync with me. You might even have your eyes closed, just so that you're turning off any external distractions or influences. You're just simply focusing inwards. You're focusing on yourself. Notice how the spine feels. Notice how the chest feels as it opens, your upper back, right? Lots of movement here. We can modify our cat-cows on our forearms if our wrists are tender tonight. With your next breath in, finding neutral spine, and take yourself to the forearms, stacking your shoulders over your elbows. We're going to step our legs to the back of the mat and lower ourselves to Sphinx pose. So as your hips come down, we're going to press down through the tops of our feet. We're going to lift up the kneecaps and fire the quadricep muscles. Now ground down through your pubic bone. Press down through your hip bones. Squeeze your shoulder blades in and down your spine so that you feel the space around the heart opening. Try to imagine that you want to draw your forearms back to grace the rib cage, and at the same time, you're going to move your heart forward and up through the gateway of the shoulders. As you're grounding through all of these contact points, try to touch the crown of your head to the ceiling. Take a few breaths here, noticing the arcing shape of the spine through your back bending posture. Visualize the base of the spine as your sacrum grounding down. It's pressing through the body into the earth. Try to feel the spine lengthening as you send your consciousness up the spine one vertebrae at a time, and visualize your spine extending out through the crown of your head. As you exhale, stack your forearms on top of each other, lower yourself down, let your forehead rest on the back of the forearms, bend your knees, let your legs move side to side like windshield wipers. Check in with your hips and your low back. Maybe you let your legs move in a big circle. Let's come back to center. We're going to keep our right knee bent. So you can let the top of your left foot return down to the yoga mat. Take your arms out nice and long or wide like a capital T. We're going to turn our head to the right. You can flex your right foot. We want the toes pointing straight back behind you. And now turn your head to the left. Try to just rest here on the mat. Let's turn our heads to the right, and then we're going to step our right foot to the mat behind us. You can press into your right hand for leverage to help you journey over onto your left shoulder. Take a couple of breaths here to surrender into this stretch. This is going to be a very intense stretch for your shoulder and for your upper back. Sometimes we have to kind of just observe our breath, and with our exhalations, we're going to soften any muscles that are feeling tight or resistant so that we can soften the bodies more comfortably into the asana, into the stretch. And then if you want to go a little further, you have the option to bend your left knee and step both feet to the earth. And so as we're relaxing into the posture tonight, we're going to be thinking about the idea of venturing out or moving out. So we've been in quarantine now for a few months. We're starting to see reopening. And sometimes change can be difficult for us when we have a routine, even if it's been slightly uncomfortable to have been at home for the last few months. It might feel different for you. You're going to be experiencing kind of energetically, it's going to be different for us. Our routines have been established at home, so now we're going to be changing our routines again. And even the weather, seasonally, we're going to be shifting into summertime. We're going to be outside. So there's lots of kind of moving outwards, right? Lots of that sort of energy. Let's let our legs collapse to the left. We're going to turn onto our bellies, and now stack your shoulders over the wrists. Press your palms wide into the mat. We're going to find just a little gentle baby cobra here. So the legs are spaced, hips distance apart. Press down through the tops of your feet. Lift your kneecaps. Press down through the hips. Press down through your pubic bone. With your inhalation, ground down. Feel the earth beneath you. Squeeze the shoulder blades in and down your spine. Pin the elbows into the rib cage. As you inhale, notice the arcing shape of the spine again. Make sure the elbows are glued into the rib cage so we maintain a safe shoulder position. Exhale, lower yourself back down. Re-extend your arms out wide like a capital T. And we're going to bend our left knee. Flex your left foot. Make sure the toes are pointing straight back behind you. And we're going to turn our heads to the left. And we're just going to rest here. So think of this as a way for you to practice self-care. So as we experience change in our lives and our routines become disrupted, we have to make time for self-care. And so it's like taking a time out. So give yourself a time out now on the yoga mat. Maybe you even roll the left ankle. Take a stand, just noticing how you're feeling in this moment. Whenever you're ready, you can turn your head to the right. Try to just allow the earth to hold you. Let it support you. Let the body be really heavy and soft over your yoga mat. Try to keep pressing your left heel to the left glute. It's okay to practice self-care. It's okay to take a rest. Nice job, guys. So we're going to step our left foot all the way over to the right side of our body. So we're going to roll onto the right shoulder and arm. You can press into your left hand for leverage as you make that journey over. And just like we did on the other side, you can really take your time as you relax into the stretch. We don't have to push ourselves further than what's comfortable. We don't have to go for the glory of the pose. So if we have any sort of goal or idea in our minds of what this stretch should look like, we want to take that idea out of our minds and just close your eyes. Try to think of the posture more as a sensation for your body. Patanjali says in the Yoga Sutras that our asana posture should be both comfortable and steady. So try to make all of your postures comfortable so that you can maintain them, you can hold them. We're not overly pushing ourselves, we're not going to injure ourselves. We're just working on the edge of our practice, where we feel growth, but we're also safe. And again, I want to put this out here as a modification. If you want to bend your right knee so you can go a little bit further into the stretch, you're able to do that. Let your legs start to release over to the right side. Turn onto your belly. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Squeeze the shoulder blades in and down your spine. Press through all of your contact points. Inhale to cobra. So maybe we come up just a little bit higher this time. Try to feel the heart moving forward and floating up. Exhale, lower yourself down. Inhale, press to all fours, tabletop. Step your knees out to the edges of the yoga mat. Bring the big toes together behind you and exhale to extended wide-legged child's pose. So try to let the hips melt all the way back to your heels. I like to take my time as I press my hips back. Think about fully extending the spine here. Allow your forehead to release to the earth. With your inhale, visualize your spine extending out through the crown of your head and pulling back and out through the tailbone. So it's like you're creating an oppositional spine. It's opening up length and space through your vertebrae column. One more breath here. Let's take our palms to prayer mudra. Bend the elbows. Let the hands release to your shoulders or to the upper back. Try to wrap the elbows forward so that we feel an awakening in the triceps. Okay, re-extend the arms, stack your shoulders over your wrists, float up to all fours, and now stack your hips over your knees so your knees are hips distance. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths as you find your downward facing dog to pedal out your feet. Maybe you nod your head yes or shake your head no. Try to look back at your shins or look back at your thighs to keep the neck long. Balance the breath in with the breath out. Try to tone up the bandhas, so lift your pelvic floor. Pull your belly button in and up to your spine. Begin to focus on the apana vayu, so that as you're breathing in, we're feeling a strong upward lift, and as you're exhaling, we're feeling an energetic downflow through the body. It's going to be a little bit stronger on the exhalation than on your inhalation. With the next breath in, rock your shoulders over your wrists. Plank pose. Press back through both heels. Try to draw the low ribs in to connect to your core muscles. Think of the rib cage like a corset cinching tightly around your waistline. Come down onto your forearms, stacking your shoulders over your elbows. Take a few breaths here, just pressing your heels back. This is gonna open up the backs of your legs. Try to keep your hips in line with your torso so your spine is straight. Let the knees come down. Let the tops of the feet release down, and now lower your hips down. Sphinx pose. Squeeze the shoulder blades in and down the spine. Ground through all of your contact points. Try to feel the spine lengthening through the back bend. You're dragging the forearms back to graze the rib cage as your heart moves forward and up. Exhale, lower yourself down. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Inhale to tabletop. And exhale, release to puppy pose with your knees hips distance. Take the hands to the front of the mat. Curl your hips up, curl the tailbone up. Begin to imagine there's a string tied around your heart, and that string is going to pull your heart straight down as you're pressing through the palms. So it's even like if you visualize your heart made out of lead. This is a way to open your heart to the earth. So it is a back bending posture. So you might notice the arcing shape of the spine. Try to feel the crown of your head reaching forward towards the thumbs. Your chest is going to hover a few inches above the mat, and that's okay. This is a strong chest opening pose. You'll feel the stretch through your upper back. It's a little variation of child's pose. We want to take a picture with our minds right now. We want to notice how our shoulders, our upper back, and chest feel here. We're going to try to find this again in downward facing dog. So with your next breath in, let's start to float up carefully and slowly, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, tone up your belly muscles, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. So again, if your body is calling for movement, you might go ahead and just kind of get that restless energy out of your body so you can start to settle in a little bit more calmly into your asanas. It's okay if your hamstrings are feeling a little bit tight. Right now, you might just kind of keep a nice soft knee to help your spine fully lengthen here. If the hamstrings are tight, that's going to restrict your spine from opening back or up into its full range. All right, so let's try to find that nice opening in our shoulders, in our back, in our chest. So as you press your wide palms, try to fan your fingers apart. Maybe you're pressing down a little bit more through your thumbs and your first fingers, right? Try to spiral the elbow creases forward to keep an external rotation in your rotator cuffs. Look back at the shins, look back at the thighs. Now imagine that string pulling your heart straight down. So you're going to melt your heart to the mat. Pull the chest to the thighs. Lift your hips up and back. And as you're lifting your hips, ground down through your heels. Hollow out the belly. Inhale, rock your shoulders over your wrists, plank pose. Push back through both heels. You have your option here to take your knees and shins to the mat to modify plank pose, or keep your legs lifted. As you exhale, we're going to bend our elbows straight back. Try to maintain the staff shape in your body as you lower down. So we want to make sure that our body is going to touch the mat at the same time. Inhale, press up to cobra pose. So find the hips, press them into the mat, press the tops of the feet, tone up the legs. The straighter the arms are, the deeper the back bend. Exhale, release down. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, curl your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Connect to the breath here. Balance the breath in with the breath out. We're here for 5 breaths. So downward facing dog is our place to press the reset button in our practice. If we've lost track of the breath, we can find it here. If we've lost our focus, we can reconnect. One more breath. Inhale, shift your shoulders over your wrists, plank pose. Let's glide forward to the tips of our toes. Shift your shoulders over the wrists and push back through your heels. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, push back. One more time. Inhale, rock forward. And exhale, hold your heels back. So again, we have all of these options. We can drop our knees down. We can keep our legs lifted, or as a final option, I will walk you through chaturanga. So just do whichever version brings you the most peace this evening. With your inhalation, we're gonna rock forward to the tips of the toes. Exhale, chaturanga. We're gonna bend our elbows straight back and lower halfway down. Inhale, roll to the tops of your feet. Up dog, open the chest. Exhale, curl your toes, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Step the feet hips distance, keep your neck long. Spiral the elbow creases forward. Try to open your chest as you release your heart down. Pull your chest to your thighs, lift your hips, ground through the heels. And if your heels are lifted a few inches above the mat, that's okay. We just want to try to keep pressing down through the heels. With your next breath, start to walk your feet to your hands. Step yourself to the top of your mat. Take your big toes together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, ground down, reach up, high mountain. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to high mountain. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, pause here. Take your hands to the shins or to the thighs. So we want to make sure that our torso is parallel to the earth. With your hands on your shins or on your thighs, lift up the toes, spread the toes apart. Try to feel your heels pressing to the back of the room and the crown of your head reaching forward. Open up space between the ears and your shoulders. Try to feel your body expanding in 4 directions at the same time. So as you're pressing through the heels, your hamstrings are lifting up, the crown of your head is reaching forward, and your tailbone is drawing back. With your next exhalation, forward fold. Inhale, ground down, reach up, high mountain. And exhale, swan dive, bow. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your palms, step your left foot back to low lunge. Step your left foot back into its full range. Let your left knee come down to the mat. Try to explore your lunge here. We're going to pull back on our right hip crease. We're going to press our hips forward, let them sink low. You might walk your hands up on top of your right thigh. Squeeze your shoulder blades in and down the spine, and if you feel steady here, it's okay to take a little back bend. You can let the hips press forward. Try to pull back on the right hip crease so your hips are in line to the front of the mat. Lift your rib cage up and out of the hips. And gaze up as you open your throat chakra. Let's take our hands down to frame our right foot. Curl the back toes under, runner's lunge. Lift up the left kneecap and now press your left heel to the back of the room. Inhale, step your right foot to meet your left foot in plank. Exhale, chaturanga, or just lower down. Take whichever variation of the vinyasa feels good for you tonight. Inhale to your back bend, so either cobra or up dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. So maybe as we move into more of a flow practice, you start to cultivate an ujjayi breath. So ujjayi is a victorious breath. It's an energizing pranayama. We can practice it as we exhale Maybe we imagine that we want to fog up a mirror with our mouth. So we're gonna kind of constrict the back of the throat. We can practice that, and then when we're comfortable, breathe in and out through your nostrils, holding the constriction so the breath is audible. Gaze to the top of the mat, walk, hop, or float yourself forward. Exhale, bow. Inhale, ground down, reach up, high mountain. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms, step your right foot back to low lunge. So step the right foot back. We're gonna let the right knee melt all the way down to the mat. Pull back in your left hip crease. We want our hips and shoulders in line to the front of the mat. You can start to maybe walk your hands back. Squeeze your shoulder blades in and down your spine. Maybe the arms come up. And we even take a little bit of a back bend here. Keep the heart open and breathing up and out. Take your hands down to frame your left foot. Lift up the right kneecap. Boop. Press your right heel to the back of the room. Let the hips sink down nice and low so you feel a stretch through the right hip flexor and quadriceps. Use your core strength. Step your left foot to meet your right foot in plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Find the breath. So as I was saying before, we want to maybe find an ujjayi breath that can help us kind of feel more energized as we move through a flow practice. So definitely a more solar, more masculine feel to the practice, more fiery. So we want to think about the energy or prana that we feel with the breath, so that as you're breathing in, we're going to pull the breath down into the body to meet the flow of energy, lifting up from the root. Right? We visualize it swirling together. The breath is audible. It sounds like the ocean. Gaze to the top of your mat. Walk, hop, or float forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, ground down, reach up, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. We're going to tuck our tailbone down. We're going to wrap the rib cage in. So try to press through your heels. Squeeze the knees and thighs together. Pull the rib cage in. Think of it like a corset cinching tightly around your waistline. Open your arms to cactus arms or like goalpost arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades in and down your spine. Keep your spine really long. So the crown of your head is pulling up. The tailbone is pressing down. One more breath. Stay in control of your breath here. Take your palms to your heart. Exhale, bow. Inhale to high mountain. Root down, reach up. Exhale, take palms to namaste. Samasti to heave. Take a restorative breath in. Exhale, big sigh. Through the mouth. Inhale to one-legged mountain pose. Start to shift your weight into your right foot. Float your left knee up. Try to bring your left knee in line to your left hip. Tone your bandhas. Use your gaze or drishti to help you stay balanced. Extend your left leg, roll your ankles, spread your toes apart. Inhale your left knee up. Exhale to Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Begin to lower your torso down so it's parallel to the earth. Press your left heel all the way back. Dial your left pinky toe down to keep your hips neutral. Begin to slowly lower the ball of your left foot to the earth for crescent lunge pose. We're going to keep our left heel lifted. Pull back on your right hip crease so the hips are in line to the front of the yoga mat. Pull the biceps in line to your ears. Nice job. Keep tucking the tailbone down as the crown crown of your head reaches up. Exhale, hinge out of your hips. Create a long line of energy through the back body. Squeeze your shoulder blades in and down your spine. See if you can lift up your front heel and balance. If your heel is lifted, bring it down. Inhale to crescent lunge pose. Exhale, open your body to the right, so just spiral the rib cage. Keep your hips neutral. We're going to take our left hand, reach it to the outside of our right thigh, and try to roll the right shoulder back. Reach the right arm behind you, so maybe you're grabbing the outside of your left hip crease. Focus on the hips remaining neutral. We're just spiraling the rib cage back. And as we're in our twisting pose, we want to think about continuously lengthening the spine. So the crown of our head reaches up, tailbone pulls down. Our body is spiraling around the axis of the spine. Nice job, you guys. With your next breath in, we're gonna rotate back to center. Take your palms together in front of the heart. Big breath in. Exhale, hinge out of your hips. Make a line of energy. Energize the spine, and with your next exhalation, we're taking a counter twist to the left. So you can take your right elbow to your right thigh, roll the left shoulder back, stack your left shoulder on top of the right shoulder. The crown of your head is reaching forward as your tailbone draws back. Spiral back to center. Crescent lunge pose. Nice job, you guys. Take your hands down as you exhale to frame your right foot. Good job. Inhale, step your right foot to meet your left foot in plank. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So remember, if you're not moving at the same pace as me, that's okay. We want to try to move at a pace that feels good for our body. So do what feels good for you. One more breath here. Gaze to the top of your mat. Walk, hop, or float forward. Exhale, bow. Inhale, ground down, reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow. Inhale to chair pose, Utkatasana. Press the hips down and back. Bend your knees. Squeeze your thighs together. Keep the core nice and strong. Let's sweep our arms back and lift up your heels. Open up the chest. Keep your belly nice and strong here. Inhale to chair. Drop those heels down. Take the palms together in front of your heart. Inhale to one-legged mountain pose. Let's shift our weight into our left leg. Whoa. We're going to bend our right knee. So the right knee is in line to your right hip. Extend your right leg. Roll your ankle and spread the toes. Take your right knee to your heart. Exhale to Virabhadrasana 3. Warrior 3. So the modification for Warrior 3 would be to take your hands to the mat, which I might do. I still have a lot of weakness in my left ankle from spraining it in the fall. Working on building strength there. So if you're feeling a little bit shaky here and you want to find a modification, you can use blocks if the ground feels very far away, or if you just want to take your hands down, you can, and think about the alignment. Think about building more core strength. Let's start to slowly lower the ball of your right foot to the earth. We're going to find our crescent lunge pose. So our right heel is going to stay lifted as we press ourselves up into the lunge. We're going to pull back on that left hip crease. Squeeze your shoulder blades in and down the spine. Hollow out your belly. Exhale, hinge out of your hips. Create a beautiful line of energy from the crown of your head out through the tailbone. Your palms are up. And if you're here and you want to try something a little different, maybe you lift up your left heel. Keep the core strong. This is going to help you to build up strength in the ankle. Let's drop our heel down. Inhale, float up, crescent lunge pose. Try to pull the biceps in line to your ears. Let the heart radiate forward. Notice where your hips are. Exhale, spiral your rib cage to the left. So our left hand is grabbing the outside of our right hip. We're making sure that we're squeezing the right shoulder blade in and down our spine to make sure that right shoulder is looping back rather than collapsing forward. One more breath. Try to feel this twist as a massage for your organs. It's purifying, it's cleansing. Inhale, spiral back to center. Take your palms to the heart. Hinge out of your hips. Nice long spine. Exhale, take your internal twist to the right. So you can take your right elbow to your left thigh. Try to roll the right shoulder back. You can turn your drizzy up into the right, looking over your right shoulder. Hips are neutral. We're just spiraling our rib cage to the heart. Or that doesn't make any sense. Spiraling our rib cage to the palms. Let's come back to center. Crescent lunge pose. Pull back on your left hip crease. With your exhalation, we're going to take our hands down to frame our left foot. Inhale, use your core strength. Step your left foot to meet your right foot in plank. Hold your plank pose here. We're going to lower to the forearms. Stack your shoulders over your elbows. Press your heels to the back. Start to shift your weight into your right side. We're going to take forearm side plank. Drop your heels to the right. Stack your right shoulder over the right elbow. Lift the hips up. We're going to take our top leg on our left side. We're just going to step it forward. Look up at the left hand if you can. Thread the left arm through the window of your body in the earth. And take your left arm up. Return to forearm plank. Hold it here. You're strong. You can do this. Stay in control of your breath. Think about transitioning in your life. You need stability. You need to be strong. You need to be level. Start to shift your weight into your left side. We're going to imagine that our torsos are being pressed between two panes of glass. We can step our top foot forward. Keep your hips lifted up like a rainbow. Look up at the right hand. Thread the right arm through the window of your left arm. Reach it under. Take it up. Come back to center. Press back through both heels. Let your knees and shins drop down, Sphinx pose. Squeeze your shoulder blades in and down your spine. Your legs are hips distance. We're gonna imagine that we're drawing the forearms back to raise the rib cage, and at the same time, move your heart forward and up. Notice the arcing shape of your spine. Find your breath. Relax the jaw. Nice job, you guys. Lower yourself down, stack your forearms on top of each other. You can roll the forehead side to side. Maybe bend your knees and let your legs move like windshield wipers. Let's let the feet return to the mat. Inhale, stack your shoulders over your wrists and float up to all fours. We're going to slide our knees together. Press right up onto your knees. Okay? We want to tuck our tailbone down. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades in and down the spine. As you're squeezing your legs together, you're going to press your hips forward. forward. Our heart is open, it's shining up. We're opening our throat. Come into a flat back. Exhale to rabbit pose. We're going to start to reach our hands to our heels. Lower yourself down. Curl the chin into the heart. Curl the chin into the heart the whole way down. Release the crown of your head to the mat directly in front of the knees. Get the crown as close as you can to your legs. And as you're holding your heels, now lift your hips up. Feel your upper back rounding. Let the space between your shoulder blades melt apart. Maybe you use your breath to help experience different sensations in your back. Nice job, you guys. Release the heels and find embryo pose. We're going to keep our legs together. Just let your hips sink straight back to your heels. We're going to lower our forehead to the mat. Let the arms rest alongside of your torso with the palms turned up. Try to soften your torso. Let the body take the shape of the legs beneath it. Take a couple of breaths here to ground, to find peace. Let's inhale, press up to all fours. Walk yourself to the top of the mat. Take a seat, bend your knees, take your hands to your hamstrings. Squeeze the shoulder blades in and down your spine. Boat pose, Navasana. So try to lift up through the crown of your head. Hollow out your belly. Maybe you extend the arms with your palms turned up. Take the palms to the heart. Do a little bit of oblique work here. Try to drop the right elbow down. Inhale to center. Exhale, left side down. Inhale to center. Go side to side. Maybe you move with the breath or move at any pace that feels good for your body. Just make sure the breath stays comfortable and balanced. Inhale, come back to center. We're going to rock and roll ourselves onto our back. We're going to go straight back into our happy baby pose. So we're going to rock and roll ourselves back, bend your knees, grab a hold of your heels, go side to side. Maybe you play with your legs a little bit. So again, we want to just find a variation of this pose that brings us peace. Right? We can just kind of play around and just observe what we like, what keeps us interested, keeps our mind focused. You might even massage the feet here, or your legs, whatever you're grabbing a hold of. Try to keep pressing your tailbone down. It's going to give you a nice stretch to your low back. Bring your legs to center, Dandasana. Press your heels to the sky, draw your toes to the shins. Try to plug your low back into the earth. We're going to bend our right knee. Take your right knee into your chest. Pull back on the right shin. Bring the right thigh into your chest. And now slowly start to lower your left leg down. Let your left leg hover a few inches above the mat. Try to keep pressing your low back into the earth. And now lift up the head and shoulders. Keep your back pressed down. Your belly is hollow, so the belly button is pulling into the spine, and your low back is gripping into the mat. You're looking at your left shin. Nice job, you guys. Let's roll ourselves back up. So take your left leg to the sky. You can let your head and shoulders rest and extend your left leg. We're going to bend our left knee, pull the left thigh back, and now slowly release your right leg down. And lift up the head and shoulders. Try to gaze out at your right thigh. This takes a little bit of arm strength, a little bit of upper body strength. But we want to keep plugging the low back into the earth as we do this. Let the head and shoulders come down. We're going to lift our right leg back up. Good job, you guys. Extend your left leg to meet your right leg. Dandasana. Point and flex your feet. Roll the ankles and spread your toes wide apart. All right. Take both knees and bring them into your chest. Wrap your arms around the shins and just massage your back on the mat as you roll side to side. You can close your eyes. Maybe you observe the flow of pranavayu again. As you're inhaling, you're feeling the flow of energy moving up. Try to visualize it starting at your sacral chakra. So right now in our pose, we are awakening and balancing our first and second chakras. So if you imagine the root chakra by the tailbone and your second sacral chakra kind of beginning to glow and spiral right below your belly button. As you're breathing, try to feel the breath rotating around your second chakra, so just below the belly button. And as you're breathing in, let the Apana-vayu move up. And as you're exhaling, feel the flow of energy. It's a little stronger. Start to feel it pulling down into the Apana-vayu, or rather, into the second chakra. Let's take our arms out nice and wide, like a capital T, and take both of your legs to the sky. Point and flex your feet. Now point the toes up again. Hollow out your belly. Begin to imagine that you're drawing a tiny circle with your toes on the ceiling. Let that circle get bigger and bigger. Maybe you imagine that you're connecting to your second chakra. As you make this circle, you're visualizing the chakra churning and swirling. Let the circle get bigger so you feel all four corners of your low back rolling on the yoga mat. You're toning up your belly muscles. You can let that circle get really big. And now start to think about how in your life you're going to be venturing out of your house, out of your safe zone. So we talk about our first chakra, we're talking about our safety, our security. Let's ease back to center, right? So it's okay, right? Once we venture out, we venture away, when we start to feel tired or lost, we come back to our center, we come back to our foundation. Let's start to turn the legs in the opposite direction. So start small, be really mindful, visualize the circle, and gradually let the circle get bigger and bigger. Venturing out, we're moving away from our safety of the first chakra, we're moving away from our security. And as we venture into the second chakra, our sacral chakra, we start to kind of venture into a world of creativity, a world of exploration and passion. Maybe it's curiosity, maybe it's pulling us out. Come back to center. Press your heels to the sky, draw the toes to the shins. Take your hands, let them rest on your low belly. Reconnect to your Apana-vayu. So I want you to visualize energy circling around your second chakra. Feel it moving in a circle. Now as you breathe in, feel the energy drawing up, it's lifting up through you. As you exhale, feel the energy moving down. Take another breath or two here. Try to allow the energy from the pose and also the energy from the breath to act like a massage over your organs. Try to allow this massage to purify and to balance, to press the reset button. With your heels pressing up and the belly muscles strong, hug your back into the earth. Very slowly let your legs start to float down to the mat. If the low back lifts as your legs journey down, re-engage your core. Good. As the heels come down, bring the soles of your feet together for Supta Baddha Konasana, bound ankle pose. Try to keep Your low back grounded on the yoga mat. The legs are relaxed. You feel gravity pulling them into the mat. You can close your eyes. And as you pull your consciousness inwards, maybe you imagine that you're kind of retreating into your own private garden, your own secret garden. How does it feel here? What do you see? What do you smell? Do you hear any sounds? Begin a final scan of your body. Let the scan start at the top of your head. Let the consciousness comb down to the face. Try to unfurl the brow. Relax the tiny muscles around your eyes. And just allow your eyes to rest heavily within their sockets. With your mouth closed, your teeth are gently parted. Let your tongue soften and just let it rest at the bottom of your mouth. Try to scan through the upper back and shoulders. Allow your shoulders to be soft. Let the weight of your torso press heavily on the mat. Let the arms now rest alongside of your body and turn your palms up to the sky, gesturing to the universe that you're open to receive. When you're ready, you can step the legs away from you one at a time, maybe stepping your feet to the corners of the mat. Just allow your feet to naturally turn out or just lay open. Try to find peace, tranquility. Give yourself a reminder that you're safe. You have everything you need in this moment. Allow the inside of your body to soften. Allow your heart to open. Let your mind open. And when you're ready, begin Shavasana. Begin to make small movements by wiggling your fingers and toes. Make circles with your wrists and ankles. Roll onto your side and rest. allowing your head to hang and letting your head come up last. Use your hands and guide yourself to a seated posture. Bring the palms together in front of your heart. Bow your head to your heart. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.